Yo, what's poppin', First Order family? Welcome back. I got a brand new video for you guys. It's a new mini series, and I'm calling it a mini series because I don't truly know how many of these I can actually make, but I do think it'll be a very informative mini series. Let's see what set we're gonna do today. Assassin's Guile. This is a very good set, man. You know, I have people, when I tell them I'm wearing Assassin's Guile, they're like, what the hell is Assassin's Guile? And that's just crazy. That's just crazy to me. But again, I don't want to drag it on. Let's get into it. The 2-piece gives you spell critical. The 3-piece gives you weapon critical. The 4-piece gives you both weapon and spell damage, which, you know, these all let you know that you can wear it as a magic user or as a stamina user. And the 5-piece gives you an increased duration on your alchemical poisons by 4 seconds. Alright, now what does that mean? For you guys who don't know, your alchemical poisons are right underneath your front and back bar setup. Alright, it's not the poisons that's on your actual weapon, it's the poisons that have their own bar, not the enchantments, the poisons. Okay, now why is this set good? It increases the time your poisons last. Right? Now let's take conspicuous poison for one. Mark your victim, permitting you to see them while stealth for 10.4 seconds. Now if you take away the Assassin's Guile, that'll drop to 6.4, which isn't bad. But then it's 4 seconds where a Nightblade will be able to disappear and then unleash all hell on you with their burst damage. You don't want that. You do not want that. We all know that, right? We don't want that. But while you have Assassin's Guile, it's at 10.4 seconds where where you can see them while stealth. Now what does that mean? That means that there's a 100% uptime on these, because it's only a 10-second cooldown on poisons. And if this lasts for more than 10 seconds, that means that you can apply another one immediately after this or while it's still going. Now, after doing some tests, after 10 seconds, it'll disappear. The current poison will disappear, giving you the window to apply a new one. They will not let you stack poisons on poisons on poison. Alright, but just the fact that it's over 10 seconds means that it's a 100% uptime on this poison. Alright, now the second effect of the poisons is Minor Defile. Now I believe Minor Defile is the most OP poison that you can put out there, especially when you use your champion points correctly. Alright, now we all know Minor Defile, it reduces their healing received and health recovery. Now where it fluctuates is the percentage that it will reduce it by. In my case, it's 21% for 7.5 seconds, which is pretty great. And why I believe that is great is because I like to stack that on top of Reverberating Bash, which is Major Defile, which will reduce the healing received and health recovery by 42% for 10 seconds. Alright, so when you add the 42 and the 21, you get 63% reduction to healing received and health recovery, which is extremely overpowered. Extremely overpowered. A 63% reduction to anyone's health and recovery will almost guarantee death. Alright, especially if it's more than one person applying pressure to them. Alright, so let's hit this dummy right here and see if I can show you guys what it looks like. Now keep an eye on right underneath the name, target Scarlet Argonian. That's 1 defile. There you go, 2 defiles right there. Okay, the 2 symbols that's alike, that's Major and Minor Defile. Whenever you see that on your enemy, that means it's your opportunity right there to put out as much burst as possible. Now of course you won't have to keep tapping your sword on them or your axe or your mace, whatever. It works with, see right there? It works with both your weapon abilities as well as your light and heavy attacks. I just do that because it's easier, and right now, as you can see, my bar has mostly magic abilities. That's because I didn't want to I didn't want to respec my skills. I just bought the reverberating bash just for the purpose of this video, right? But yeah, so reverberating bash, light heavy attack, look right there again. That's just perfect. It's just perfect because now you could burst down with all types of damage and that's it. All right. It's crazy. Now, let's take a look at a couple of the other poisons, and then I could tell you the weakness of this build. Damage stamina poison. Increase the cost of your victim's stamina abilities by 30% for 14.5 seconds. What does that mean? A 100% uptime again. 14.5 seconds with a 10-second cooldown means there's 4.5 seconds excess. Now, as I said earlier, it would take that away, the 4.5 seconds, but it don't matter because you are able to apply the poison again. It's a 100% uptime on this, if you so choose. Okay. Now, I will recommend you play around with the poisons to get the best poison for you if you want to run Assassin's Guile. Whatever your playstyle is, I would love for you to play around with the poisons. If you're an alchemist, play around with the poisons and see which one you like best to fit your playstyle. I will recommend that. Truly recommend that. And you know, whichever works best for you, run with it. But play around with the poisons. The 2, 3, 4 effect poisons is just OP. Alright, especially with the times that you can put on them. Okay. I created a damage health poison for increased stamina cost and have 2 health dots on them for 7.3 seconds and 8.3 seconds, which is great because now you only have a 2 or a 3 second, a 2 and a 3 second cooldown. It's great, and then you can just reapply it. So again, play with them. That, you know, if you want to focus more on DPS, you might want to go with the protection. With this protection poison right here, it inflicts minor vulnerability to your target and grants you minor protection, increasing damage your victim takes by 8% and reducing your damage taken by 8% for 5.6 seconds. Now, if you didn't have the Assassin's Guile, that will only be 1.6 seconds or 2 seconds if you want to round up. 2 seconds, that does absolutely nothing. But if you have it for 6 seconds, that's pretty significant, right? Yes, that's pretty significant. And it also inflicts minor defile, which is, again, one of the most OP things you can do. It's just OP, because defile, it affects cancer like Troll King. So if you could affect the Troll King with these, now you have a counter to someone wearing Troll King. You wear your Assassin's Guile and put those defiles on them, then they might as well not even have the Troll King on. Alright? That's another thing. If you want to go straight defile for the most time, for the highest time, that's fine too, because I have that as well. I do like to use this depending on who my opponents are. Alright? This inflicts minor defile, reducing the healing received and health recovery by 21% for 9.5 seconds. And the major defile from your sword and board ability, reverberating bash, lasts for 10 seconds. So you basically have half of a second cooldown. I'll live with that half a second. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know if you will, but I will. I'll live with the half-second cooldown. That's just me. Alright, so if you fighting annoying ass Templars and you're hitting them with the defiles and they're cleansing, which is the only weakness of the build, is the cleanse. That is literally the only weakness. Cleanse. Now, it is a weakness, but how do you turn a weakness into a strength? If you are applying dots and poisons and debuffs to your opponent, and they are sitting there cleansing and cleansing and cleansing, they have no resources left. What does that enable you to do? CC them and then burst them down, or just go full attack now, because you know, if you're a good player, you're able to tell when they do not have any more resources left. And the main giveaway is heavy attack spamming now. If you see somebody cleansing and cleansing, and then you see them now, they just heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, they don't have any resources left. So that's your cue to hit them with fossilize, and or for sorcerers, whatever, your minefields or whatever the case is, or rearming trap, things of that nature. Because now what happens? They can't go anywhere. They either knocked down on the ground with no stamina to get up, or they're trapped, immobilized, they can't move. It's great. It's great. Alright, I said I didn't want to drag this on for too long. So, that's the major things right there. Alright, you want to get your dots up, you want to get your poisons out. Now, again, play around with the poisons, see what works best for you, and which could get you closest to having the highest uptime percentage. Alright, so these 14.5 seconds, 9.5 seconds, 8.3 second poisons are great, because there is short cooldown periods. 2 seconds, half second, no seconds. Like, it's just awesome. Alright, so again, play around with the poisons, see which works best for you, and run with it. Alright, run with it. But I do recommend that you have multiple poisons on you, because your opponents will change. So if you go on against Nightblades, if you're seeing that your Nightblades are your primary opponents for that night or that day, you might want to run the Conspicuous, which will give them a defile and they can't hide. If you're going against Templar, you might want to run the Protection Reversing, which inflicts minor vulnerability and defile, a minor defile, and increases your and reduces the damage you take. Like, it's poison for every build. It's poison for every class. All right. This is why this is top 3 most underrated sets in ESO. All right. This set here can actually flip the tide of battle. You can. But this set here, Assassin's Guile, it is top 3 most underrated sets. Check it out for yourself. Let me know what you guys think, and link any sets that you feel is underrated. Link them in the chat so I can try them out. I appreciate you guys watching. Grip up. Fam is power.